Dre's trying to sleep, so I'm hiding out in the bathroom. Let's talk, I think, forgiveness. I'm working this out, but I wanted to work it out with y'all. What's good, y'all? Ronnie Appleton. If you have a couple of minutes, I have a couple of messages. I think I'm finally ready to talk about this without giving it energy. 3 years ago, my sister and her husband planned a big Thanksgiving out in a cabin in Colorado. If y'all want the energy version, it's on the YouTube channel. Anyway, the whole weekend, and I'm still in my this is how I feel a person should be, and if they're not that way, then they're wrong phase in my mental space. I'm in the bathroom, somebody out there looking for me. I can't get no damn peace. Anyway, so the whole weekend, I'm watching how my brother-in-law, my sister move, and they ain't acting like family to me. Like, we're all up there, we all spent money. They paid for lodging, and then we all pitched in other areas. But we all spent, this is speaking to control too. You plan this amazing event and your attitude ruins it because you're trying to control it. But that's something else. Message, but not the message. Anyway, we're all up there to have a good time, and my sister and brother-in-law are mad at me and my husband for having a good time. I guess our good time didn't line up with what their good time looks like. My good time involved I'm up here in a cabin with my family. And not even my family, my sister. If ain't nobody else on this earth got my back, my sister should have my back. So anyway, what I'm saying is I didn't watch my kids the whole time. And at the time, I remember because Caden took one of his first steps, he was 9 months old. So Caden was 9 months old, which made Michael 3-ish. So they were babies. But I'm thinking I'm here with family, we got each other, so I'm not watching them, you're watching them, vice versa. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a part 2. I feel it roaring up. I'm keeping the energy down, but I'm gonna tell this story. I was gonna brush over it before, but I'm gonna tell this story because I have a totally different perspective than before. Anyway, so we get ready to leave, and I don't even know how we got into this space, but me and my sister start arguing. And I'm like, I thought we were supposed to be looking out for each other. Oh, before that, she was like, you didn't watch your kids all weekend. I don't know why you expect somebody else to watch your kids for you. Irresponsible, blah, blah, blah. And then I come back at her like, what the f is family? I watch your kids. I to look out for your kids. You're supposed to look out for mine. She said, I didn't ask you to look out for my kids. That's ridiculous. Part 2. So anyway, she's mad at me because I wasn't watching my kids. What's good, y'all? I'm Lonnie Appleton. If you got a couple minutes, I got a couple messages. I'm talking about forgiveness in a round way. First, I gotta tell you the story of the person that I don't know if I'll ever be able. I can forgive, but I can't forget. I've forgiven because I'm allowed to have the conversation without giving it emotion. Like, not energy emotion, but that burning sensation in the pit of my stomach, that's where anger starts for me in the forgiveness arena. Without giving it that energy, I can tell the story, so I know that I've forgiven. But I'll never forget. Anyway, so we're going back and forth and blah, blah, blah. And I get in the car, and I buckle my seatbelt, and we're going back and forth. And I keep trying to, like, some stuff is being said, but I don't remember what's being said. There's one thing she said to me, which is why I'll never forget. But anyway, we're going back and forth, and she's saying what she's saying, and I'm in the car because something in my head said, get in the car. So I'm sitting in the car, and something, like, I know me. I'm crazy. That's why I try to avoid confrontational situations, because I'm down to die for it. Like, I literally have put my car and parked on the freeway, got out of my car, and walked up to other cars. I'm down to die for it. And because I know that stupid shit about myself, I stay away from conflict. See, sometimes we evolve past the behavior, and sometimes we just know ourselves enough to stay away from it until we can evolve by it, past it. But the difference of the two is, one, I know I'm not evolved enough, so I'm gonna stay away from it until I evolve past it. The other one is, I know I'm not evolved enough, I'm mature enough to stay away from it, but I'm gonna hold on to it. And that's the times you know that you're gonna pop off eventually. So do the work to get rid of those behaviors that no longer sustain your life. That's the message, but not the message. So anyway, I'm evolved enough to know to get into the car. So I'm in the car, and she's popping outside the window. This is my sister. And something in my head snaps, and I start trying to open the door. And I tell you, there's a good devil and a bad devil and a good angel on each shoulder. Boy, that good angel saved my sister's life that day. So my body didn't ache like my body ache now, but the way that adrenaline was popping, I'm willing to die for this. So anyway, I opened the door and I shut the door. And I opened the door and I shut the door. And I opened the door and I shut the door. I did that like 4 or 5 times. So I was like, I'm about to beat this bitch's ass. Sit your ass down. I'm about to beat this bitch's ass. Sit your ass down. And then the whole time, I can't get my seatbelt unfastened. What's good, y'all? Lonnie Appleton here. You got a couple of minutes? I got a couple of messages. I think I'm talking about forgiveness, but I'm talking about other stuff on the way. I'm retelling the reason why I no longer have a sister. So I can't get the seatbelt off. This is part 3, y'all. I can't get the seatbelt off. And this whole time, my arm keeps, it's an involuntary jerk. And I know it's my angels because this has happened where I'm driving down the street and something comes at me and I dodge it. And it's an involuntary jerk. I didn't see it coming. My daughter has been in the car when it happened. So if you think we're out here alone, we're not. You're just too closed off to be covered the way that you need to be covered. But the fact that your dumb ass is still here, you covered just enough to watch this video and know you need to get in touch with your other side because they trying to help you. But anyway, I can't open and close the door because that involuntary thing just is like, don't do it. So I don't fight my sister. But what she says to me is the reason why I no longer have a sister. She calls me trash. I understand why I sat down. She calls me trash. And what parts inside of you, even from my evolved space, what parts inside of you fix your mouth to call someone trash? Like, that ain't some I'm mad at you type shit. That's some elitist, I think I'm better than you, I think you're scum, trash, trash. And so every time I think about that, I'm like, can you walk that back? Can you show that understanding? And I don't think you can. Because someone who is willing to call you trash doesn't respect you at all. So even if you can forgive, you can't ever come back to that. And that ain't even, if you go back to it, what does that say about you? That's why would you, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. Who associates with trash? Do you associate with trash? So that means you're only associating with me because I'm your sister. Which means you're lowering yourself every time you associate with me. Because clearly she must be higher than trash, especially to identify me as trash. Unless she sees a little bit of trashiness in her and she can identify the trashiness in me. Because I know your secrets, but I'm not that person. But what I'm saying is, you can't walk that back. We're gonna go for a part 4? It's a part 4 because we're getting to the message.